All right, we are working here on the third exercise in chapter 6, what I call the bracket. So let's go ahead. We will create a new document here. So let's go ahead and name this bracket. Hyphen your first initial followed by your last name. Hit create. So we're going to get into the screen. Now I'm going to use the line tool on this one. So it is important to understand we can do a variety of these drawings a variety of different ways. It doesn't necessarily matter which way or whether we start by drawing on the front plane, start on the top, start on the right. There are a variety of different ways that you can do it. Main thing, of course, is to get it right. So I'm going to start by sketching on the front viewing plane. So let's go ahead and bring this down. So on the front plane, and I'm going to use the line tool. So now notice when we select the line tool, if we hit that drop down arrow, your choice on the line tool is a line or a midpoint line. So I'm just going to basically use the line tool, and we're going to kind of draw. If I'm looking at the front view, so that's more or less giving me an L shape. So I'm just going to kind of go in here, and I'm not too worried about dimensions right now. I'm just going to kind of start to draw. Now notice if I hit a vertical or a horizontal, we will get an auto snap. So, and you do want to make sure that you get that auto snap to lock your lines in either as vertical or horizontal. So I'm going to go here. There's my horizontal auto snap. So let's go down here now, vertical. We're just kind of creating this L shape here. All right. I've got the closed off L shape, and that is all I need at this point. So, now I can go back and dimensionally constrain this. So we know that as we look at our actual drawing, so this dimension is 4.5 inches. So we'll go ahead and say 4.5. Notice how it kind of has a relationship there with everything. The overall height here is 2.5. So let's go ahead make this 2.5. So now, again, you get some crazy things happen because of the way we drew it. That's all right. So you can just kind of left click on one of these endpoints. So let me get out of the dimensional constraint. So you got to be out of the dimensional constraint here. So let's select this, just kind of move it back up to get it. If it goes funky on you, you can kind of move these entities. Notice if I highlight this entity, left click and hold, I can move it. So you can kind of do all that. Now, I can't move this one, right? It won't let me move that one because I have already dimensionally constrained that. But so long as I don't have a dimensional constraint, I can move it where I want it to be. So now, we're still going to kind of dimensionally constrain these. So let's go back into our dimension tool. We know that this is, according to our drawing, 0.75. So I'm going to dimensionally constrain that, and that is 0.75 here as well. Now, let me hit escape for just a second, and I'm going to go to the undo button on both of these. Okay. Now, notice when we dimensionally constrain, I can select the line, so, and that will dimensionally constrain that line length. So, or I can dimensionally constrain from an endpoint to an endpoint. So I can say from this endpoint to that endpoint is going to be 0.75. So notice, so let me hit the undo button here. I can also say from this edge to this edge is going to be 0.75. So bear that in mind as you use your dimensioning tool and make sure that you've got everything there. So my sketch is finished. So let's go ahead and click on the green check mark. I'm going to come back over here into my isometric view. Now I'm going to extrude this. So we'll go ahead and extrude, and this is going to be extrude new. So we'll select on this. I can either bring it out towards us or take it back into the screen. I'm going to go ahead and move the arrow back into the screen, and the depth on this is 3 inches, so we'll type in 3 and hit enter. So that extrusion is finished. So green check mark, get out the extrusion. So now I have a couple more features on here. So I've got this notch that's coming out, I've got a hole here, and I've got the corner to take out of that as well. So well, this is just a matter of drawing a square and a circle on this plane and a triangle on this plane. So let's go ahead with the sketch. So in this case, I'm going to sketch on this plane right here. So let's bring this around to the top view. So, and this is a corner rectangle, so we'll use the corner rectangle. I'm coming over here. Again, I don't have to worry about sizes, so I just click on the edge and kind of move it down into the left, and left click on here once more. Now this is giving us the horizontal line dimension first, and we notice that that is a 1.5, so I'm going to enter 1.5 and hit enter. Now I'm getting that vertical dimension, which in this case we're seeing that is 2 inches. So there I've placed that. So I have dimensioned the size of the rectangle cut out on there, but I haven't actually kind of placed the location of the rectangle on that feature. So I've got to come in, we're going to add the dimensional constraint, and we can see that the location of that rectangle is a 1/2 inch away from this edge. So I'm going to select this edge and that line, and we'll make that 0.5. So there you go. That it now is dimensionally constrained. And I also have a circle. So let's go back. Notice I got 3-point circle, ellipse, center point circle. Let's go with the center point circle. It's somewhere in here. So I'll left click and then left click to place it. Now the diameter of this is 0.75. So, and enter. So again, I've given the hole size, or the circle diameter size, but I haven't given it a location on here. So I got to go back now and dimensionally constrain that as well. So we know from looking at the print, from the center of that circle to this edge is 1 inch. I'm sorry, that's 1.5 inches. So we'll place that. And now that's my vertical dimensional constraint. Now I'm looking to see it's either going to come from one of these for my horizontal dimensional constraint, and we'll notice that is 2.67. So from here to there is 2.67 to dimensionally constrain that. So I've got the sketch done now with both of these. So let's go ahead and hit the green check mark. Come back to the isometric so we can see that. I can extrude, so we're going to start by extruding the rectangle. This is going to be a remove. It's not blind. We know it goes through all, so I'm just going to click through all and hit the green check mark. That's done. Now remember, our sketch was consumed by that extrusion, and we still have that circle on there too. So we need to come back to sketch 2, poke it in the eye so we can kind of see that. So here we go. We're going to now extrude that. So go ahead and click that. Again, this is also going to be remove, and it's not blind. It's through all as well. So that takes care of that. So our last step is to draw a rectangle. So let's go ahead. We're going to draw that on this surface. So now it doesn't have to be this surface. You could rotate it around and sketch on the back surface there as well, but we're going to do it here. So let's go back in and bring up our right side view. Now, at this point, I'm just more or less drawing another line, and I can say, we know it's going to be a triangle, so again, I don't have to worry about where I place this. You do need to make sure that you're not hitting some of the constraints. So notice like a midpoint. So there are other constraints that might kind of be in here. So make sure that you're not catching one of those other constraints. So, and close off. So there is my triangle. So I've got that in position. So now I can go back and dimensionally constrain where this is. So we know from this edge to that point is going to be 2 inches. So that's shown. You can see that dimension right here on the drawing. So now I'm looking for either what the length of this leg of the triangle is or distance to this point. And in this case, it is dimensioned from the top, and we see that this is actually dimensioned at 1 inch. So let's go ahead and make that 1 inch. So I'm finished with that sketch. Go ahead and click your check mark. Let's bring this back into our isometric view. I'm going to go back and extrude that. So now I want to extrude this, and we're going to remove that. So it's not going to be blind. It's going to be through all. So click on the check mark. So let's go ahead and hide some of these origins and these geometry planes so that we can see. Notice I also have this sketch plane here too, so we can go ahead and hide that as well, just to make this look a little bit more professional. And there we go. I am now finished, and I have the bracket drawn as well.